Hi there, welcome to today's masterclass, and my name is Dr. Julius Oluwasegun Aroba, your wealth, financial entrepreneurship, mindset surgeon. In this masterclass of today, I'm going to be talking about structuring investment for decade and centuries growth. And bear in mind that this particular topic is actually taken from one of the new books that we actually launched recently, which is Wealth Beyond a Lifetime. And it is on the page 66 of the book. And I'm not sure if you know about it, Wealth Beyond a Lifetime. If you want to order for this book, I would advise you to go to www.juliusaroba.com/shop.html. You can order for any of our books on there, or you can go to seller.com. You'll be able to find the books, The Wealth Beyond a Lifetime and The Wealth Code. Right. How do you structure investment? If you're focused on building wealth over the years, there is a lot of things that you've got to look at when you talk about future generations. And you need to be able to see how your investment works in a way that growth is inevitable. The first step you need to take is to start early, because the earlier the better. It is no surprise that most people in this day and age always look for how they can balance in terms of when they start early, putting their money aside into that investment. And some of the advantage of starting early is that the longer strategy you take, it's one of those things that will help your investment in growing over the time and over the years. Whether you are saving for retirement or perhaps you're building wealth for generations and generations to come. That is actually key to get started as early. No matter how old you are, what age you are, which country you are, the best time to start is yesterday and today. Why not look at how you can start investing into something long-lasting that can save you, save your children, save your family as a backup. How do you take the first step? It's for you to be able to have the right knowledge, which is the knowledge behind investments into worth. A lot of people always make mistake in this day and age. They just want to put the money somewhere without actually knowing the knowledge, getting to know the principles that governs wealth building, how to make, manage, and multiply money. The first step is for you to start building a financial habit that you can prioritize long-term investment over short-term investments. And even no matter how much it is, you need to start small and you can start big depending on what kind of strategies you are looking at in terms of your life. Invest in assets with long-term growth potentially will help you apart from starting early. The second one is investing into assets with long-term growth potentials. There are a couple of real estate properties in this day and age that a lot of people look at. That, okay, I just want to put money into this or into this bond, federal government bond, or they want to look at stocks, or they want to look at different assets of classes in investing. But again, one thing that you need to know is that it is not all investment that are created as equal. You need to know that. And the higher the risk, the higher the returns. And also, the higher you can lose it. So you've got to know what it takes for you to look out for. You need to now look at how to compound over the years and what you can be able to do, because compounding is one of the major things that can help you, that you can look out for. And you need to be able to see how you can grow over the years, over the month, up until decade upon decade. When you buy, for example, maybe you buy a land in a place that is very, very good, and you just keep it, you fence it around, you have the right title of those documents. By the time you look at it in 10 years, in 20 years, you find out that your investment is not actually the same price as it was as that 10 years ago when you were buying that property. There are some best vehicles for long-term wealth building. One of them is stocks. Again, you need to seek for expert advice in terms of stocks. You don't just want to invest into stocks just like that, because over time stock market has consistency provided returns about between maybe 7 to 10% annually from what most of the experts always tell us, which is ideal for compounding, because the more money you put on monthly basis, it keep compounding, and annually you might be getting up to 7 to 10% in stocks of that career. The second asset class is that of bonds, which is bonds may not offer the same high yield return just like stocks, which is 7 to 10%, or real estate, but they can still provide you steady growth when held over a long period. And some people call it a financial security in terms of what they look out for when they are investing. I don't know which country you're watching this from or where you're listening for this masterclass, but one thing I want to tell you is bond is actually a fixed asset that you can invest into over a certain amount of years that the government pay you dividends for. In your country, in your location, seek the banks, seek the government and investment arm of your country to be able to see how you can put in this in a right proper state. The another class is that of real estate. Real estate, we know that you can do flipping, you can do renovations, you can buy, you can resell, you can be an agent, you can do a lot of things with it. And before you know it, real estate actually offers you both your capital appreciation and your rental income, or both which can be compounded over time, be it in B&Bs, in home away, in homestays, just like the way you have the Uber of cars. There is quite a lot of Ubers of real estate and different like hotel for commercializations and different properties. The other one is that of which I've spoken about in passing, is business. Business ownership is one of the most things as an entrepreneur. It's the best way to generate wealth. This is what I always tell people. It's the most secured way, but you need to have the right mentor, the right guidance to be able to know when to start that business, so that you can have a channel to be able to guide you through on this verge of your business. Owning a business is one of those things that can help you to become successful and sealed and grow exponentially if you have the right knowledge and the right team and the right products or services that your team is actually offering, depending on which country or which state you're based. And it is also good for you to choose investment that appreciates over the years in value over time and can continue to compound. The last one is what I want to tell you, which is focusing on reinvesting returns. When you have those avenue of profits here and there, what I always tell people is try to see how you can focus more. And by compounding those, it will help you to reinvest. Over time, you can generate profit, interest, and reinvest it into adding it into an asset that can multiply over the years for you and your family. Maybe it's a business or you buy products in wholesale price, in smaller and larger quantity. You can actually start putting it together and it will help you to build it as you go along. Reinvestment is the fuel for compounding, if you know what I mean. When you gain profit, you add it into the business or into that stocks. Over the years, it's going to be growing and be growing and be growing. The more you re-compound, the more your wealth grows. The fourth aspect is that of using tax advantages account. In some countries, there are some accounts that they tell you you have to use X amount of money tax-free that you can invest over the years, such as in the US, that of the 401k or IRA or the 529 college savings or plans, or maybe tax 360 or tax-free 32,000. It depends on which kind of country and which kind of, you must make use of those advantage of tax-free savings because they allow you to grow your wealth over the years and also to defer, which means more of your return may stay invested and compound over the years. Some call it a fallback retirement, so that when they're old, even if they're out of job, they can have something that's going to be paying them until they die. Because some says the government scheme of retirement is not a retirement that is sure. Friends, Fellow zillionaires, the fifth category is how to diversify your investment. You don't want to put your eggs in one basket. Your eggs can't be in one basket. Imagine if the bank folds up. Imagine the bond gets scrapped off. Imagine if the 401k actually gets shut down, or a policy came, or perhaps the shares that you buy in that company and most of them actually go away. How are you going to be able to see what to do and how to be able to diversify those portfolios? By spreading your investment spreading it across different asset classes, stocks, shares, real estate, bonds, businesses, you can minimize the impact of market volatility and ensure that your wealth continues to grow, regardless of short-term or fluctuations in anything you do. Diversification, on the other hand, is what I call tap into different compounding growth opportunities because you're diversifying. I don't know what kind of class or what kind of journey are you at the moment, but remember that time is an asset. When you're investing, when you're diversifying your portfolio, you've got to take cognizance into time. Is it short term? Is it long term? What kind of properties? What kind of portfolio? What kind of real estate? What kind of bonds? What kind of shares you want to buy? And by the time you're done, you find out that you are able to save for the future. Why not start introducing your community to it? And I don't know if you are part of the Aroseglinks Zillionaires community on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, Aroseglinks Zillionaire group. You can find it on WhatsApp. We have a dedicated platform which is actually for anyone who can join. You can gain a lot of insight there, and the Zillionaires community is made up of millionaires from different countries, and I hope you're going to be part of us as soon as possible. Why not drop us some comments on this YouTube channel if you found this on YouTube, or on LinkedIn if you find this class on LinkedIn, or on Facebook group, maybe Aroseglinks Zillionaire. On LinkedIn, same thing. On TikTok, maybe you look for Aroseglinks on TikTok. By the time you're able to follow us, you drop a comment, you share the video. I don't know where this is going to go to, but I hope you've actually been able to learn something today that you can diversify, and you need to take cognizance of power of compounding of that investment that you have. Today, until I come your way, this is the end of our masterclass for today, and I hope you get the book, The Wealth Code by Dr. Oluwasegun Julius Aroba, Dr. Eladi Aruna, and John Mukoro. I hope you're going to get this book. You're going to navigate through the wealth beyond a lifetime. This book will be helpful for you if you're on the journey of building wealth. And I hope you're going to be at the launching when we're going to be launching the book fully. Or you can go to my platforms or juliusaroba.com and be part of the community. We can't wait to see you. Thank you once again. I'm your wealth, financial, mindset, entrepreneurship surgeon. My name will remain Oluwasegun Julius Aroba.